Greetings from Kansas City. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC, and you are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hey, this is Nancy Blanchard from Williams AV, and I am at Nancy Blanchard, and you're watching and listening to the AV Life.
I'm Murphy Daly, coming to you from Southern California. I am AVPM, an author, and we are bringing you the AV Life.
Hi, James King here, writer for the Higher Ed Digital Magazine, IT and AV column, and you are watching and listening to the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, fresh off the car ride back from Disney and Orlando, prepping myself before Infocomm, and you are watching and listening to the AV Life. Well, greetings, everybody, and welcome to the crew. I've got a full gamut here almost. Like I got a big almost Hollywood Squares thing going on here today. Just need two more people. So maybe Joe Wade will still show up. Who knows?
Oh, Lord.
How we all do
tonight.
Yeah, exactly. All depends. Well, since he's already started talking, I'd like to introduce Richard. How are you today, Richard?
Always going to jump the gun. I'm good, Tim. Good to see everybody.
Richard Hutton, we are glad to have you back on the AV Life. I guess we didn't scare you away the last time, so
I know, but clearly I didn't screw it up too badly.
There are only maybe a handful in the world who have ever done that, Richard. So you are in good standing right there. So
Tim's trying to figure out.
I thought we were agreeing that we weren't going to say Joe Way's name, because if you say Joe Way 3 times, then he shows up.
Now, if he shows up now, Tim, I have to blame you on that.
That's
sorry, Tim. And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tim Albright is also in the house with us tonight. How are you doing tonight, Tim?
I'm well, sir. I am well. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
I'm honored that you have joined us here tonight. This is great, and thank you for also making me not the only Tim on the show tonight. So the
power of the Tim is strong with us tonight.
Tim squared.
Tim
squared. Yes, we are Tim squared here tonight. So welcome everybody to the show tonight. We've invited Richard and we've invited Tim and Nancy and Renee. We're going to kind of put you back into your manufacturer what's the word, world instead. So you're going to put that hat on tonight instead of a crew member, because basically what we're going to do tonight is tonight's a teaser for Infocomm. So we'll talk a little about the hot things that we're going to be expecting to see and what is going to be out there, and then we'll get into the regular part of the show. And I'm wearing my V-neck Avixa t-shirt, so I'm part of the I'm ready to go, and obviously I'm going to wash this before I take it, so don't worry. If you see me wearing this t-shirt next week, don't worry, I did wash it. So
it's funny, Tim, is I actually brought my Infocomm 2020 t-shirt, and I was wearing that on my trip.
Oh,
so I have a 2020 t-shirt.
Never been opened.
Yeah.
That's a collector's item. You got to watch it.
Yes, it is.
The year that wasn't.
Yeah, it's exactly, Renee. The year that wasn't. That's what
it's going to be like a collector's item, right?
Yeah, exactly. You should have kept it in the plastic, Nancy. Then
darn it.
Never been open. Has that fresh 2020 smell.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
Maybe that's not fresh.
Yeah.
Who wants to even remember 2020? But anyway.
Well, that's behind us. We are moving forward with 2021. We're moving forward with Infocomm 2021.
How about Infocomm still happening? I'm so happy.
This is great. Yeah, we are
people that bet against it, and I'm like, heck no, man. We've got people already on site. There are things happening.
By the time you hear this episode, the booths have been built. People are there. The balls are rolling on Infocomm 21, and the next day after you hear this, I will actually be down at Infocomm. So, come if you are listening to this episode, come and find me on Tuesday. I'll be one of the tall people of AV that are wandering around. So
The tall people of AV.
You'll have to
Yes.
really look for Gina Sensevera because she's a SPOAV, so she'll be.
yes, she is.
She is
She's
indeed.
like, she's the leader of the SPOAV. So yes.
But you know what, Tim? Like, I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear what you
Can't wait.
see that, because I think this is your first time, right?
Mhm. Yes,
Okay.
mine and
So-
also
so-
James's.
It's usually ginormous,
Mhm.
absolutely ginormous. I would like to hear from you, from what you see, because it has been,
Mhm.
squashed down so much as to what your opinion is.
Yeah,
Because
I will
being a
definitely.
manufacturer, always being there, and unfortunately I can't be there this year. I'd like to get some extra feedback.
Yeah, definitely. That will, and I will be doing some live streaming while I'm down there. So if you're following
Wow.
the AV, if you're following the AV life on Twitter, on YouTube, just keep an eye out. I'll be posting
Roving
some
reporting.
things yes, roving reporting. While I'm wearing my hat and my my AV life and my
Mhm.
very secretly Rutgers hat,
You'll be
because technically
above the sound
I'm on
floor.
vacation. I'm on
Because you're so tall.
vacation for Infocomm.
Oh.
So yeah.
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 But so okay, let's get into the to the bulk of things. I know we have to be sensitive of some people's time tonight. So Tim, I'm gonna go to you first.
Yes, sir.
So what are some exciting things that you've got going on while you're down at Infocomm? I know you were saying you're heading down first thing. Well, this will be Friday morning, and you got some things to set up. So what can we look forward to from your neck of the woods while you're down there?
The first thing is, and this just came out of Twitter today, Thursday, which I think is fascinating. We have a 3-day party. Which I found, I loved the fact that that's exactly how it came across. So I've got two jobs. I got one job, but it has two different parts, right? My day job, as I call it, is I'm the chief marketing officer of an integration firm called CTI out of St. Louis. We've got 27 locations. Yeah, most of you we touch somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Renee's in my backyard in Kansas City. I'm over in St. Louis, and so we've got a booth. 2923 is the booth number. We were going to have a booth. We started this process back in February. We've obviously, plans have changed, but we still have a booth, right? We're still welcoming folks in. So the CTI side of my life, we're going after, technology managers and in-house integrators to help you guys do what you do, right? Obviously, we're a partner with anybody that you would want, right? Renee is one of our great reps. And so we want to have you at our booth. Now, what we're doing to do that is a couple different things, right? We're giving stuff away. That's what we're doing this year for that. One of them is what we're calling a scholarship to Infocomm 22, right? So you come by, scan your badge, we'll talk to you and see, why do you want, why do you need, why would it help you? Are you doing some ginormous project? Are you doing, a refresh? Are you moving from analog into, AV over IP? And so that's one of the things that we're doing. The other part is the 3-day party. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 6 o'clock until 10 o'clock at the Rosin Center pool. That is where I will be, serving up food and drinks to anybody and everybody.
You are
now,
that good. You can one hand do like serious stuff and the other hand host a party.
have you
That
ever seen
sounds like you.
Cocktail?
Yeah.
I want to see you flipping bottles.
So
Tim.
I'm Tom Cruise at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. That's what
Tim Cruise. Tim Cruise is
Oh,
in
there
the
we go.
house.
There we go.
You
So
heard
we've
it
got
here.
that, right? That's the CTI.
Okay.
part.
Okay.
And so the other side of that, right, is my aviation side. And just like Mr. Van Wart, I'm also going to be roving. I'll be doing interviews with folks. Aviation for the 9th year now, I think we're hosting a tweet up. We call it a walkthrough party because from 4 to 6 on Wednesday, walkthrough, W310, I think is the room number for that. Shake hands, kiss babies, trade business cards on the way through
Big
to your
babies,
next
keep
event.
hands.
Yeah. Or
It's a great event.
fist or whatever,
Yeah.
And
Um,
even with you, Tim, like what you were talking about was that CTI reached out to us and said, hey, we're a PSNI partner. We'd like to have, like some tour guide systems. And so today when because I'm in the office this week,
Hmm.
that we did that. So now we're sending to you guys next week is tour guide systems, because you've got consultants, end users and everything that are going to be doing booth visits. And unfortunately, yes, we're not going to be there, but in this sense, it allows you to be able to effectively communicate in your group as you are visiting the manufacturers. So
Yeah.
You're
That's-
still there, kind of, your technology.
yeah. So we're there in a way. It's just that
In spirit.
physically we're not there at a booth.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, and Nancy, that's actually a great segue. Is there anything else you wanna kind of put? I want to say push, but you want to kind of like plug for since Williams isn't really going to be down there. Is there something that you've got coming up on the horizon that we can hear about?
Well, I worked with Frank in Avixa about, when we did the webinar, the open captioning, and everybody saw that. And my hope was that I could work with, I think her name's Joey Lloyd. I was hoping I could work more with Infocomm for Infocomm, but there's not, it's really on the fence. So maybe this is something in Vegas that we can say, hey, use our open captioning, use our translation system, and that'll work. So right now I can tell you, I've been working with Cedia, which is not an industry that we really consider because of the residential side. However, what I'm finding is that they're saying, you have these people at home and they have social workers that come in, and there has to be a way to be able to translate or caption and things. And so now there's so much happening. So I really wish, Tim, that we were at Infocomm, that we could show the applications. I mean, we've been showing them since 2019. However, when you don't have all of your manufacturing reps and now your international people and Canada can't come in, that's where we had to step back. And
Well, 2019 was the before time.
yeah,
The
but
the
this is
times
what I'm
We're calling it
saying.
now, the before time.
We showed
time.
before, like a beta Zeta, but then now when COVID started, there's no way you couldn't go to trade shows. You couldn't show everything.
Mhm.
So
Right.
now we're looking at ISE and then Infocomm, etc., to be able to
Alright.
show those things. But we do have new products. That's the one thing I saw on Twitter, was they were saying how, well, companies generally don't have new products, etc. Well, there are some that do, and we do. However, we're putting it out to our integrators and things, but it would be more effective if we could also launch it out in a trade show format.
All right. So that's something to look forward to June of
Yes.
2022 then. Okay, great.
Well, ISE, definitely.
Or ISC, yeah. Well,
yeah.
for those of us on stateside that aren't
Yeah.
going over to Europe.
You got it.
Well, and I can kind
so-
of,
and then I'm
back off
I'm
of
gonna
that too, but we're gonna have some new product there, but it's not a booth. It's gonna be in a meeting room, so it's scaled down.
Mhm.
The product managers are gonna be there. So the
Its
right,
natural habitat.
yeah, it's the right people that need to be spoken with, but yeah. But Richard will be there. So I'll send everybody to see him, but I
Ooh,
still think it's just that we just need to be there, right? Like we may not have the multi, technology piece booth that we normally would have, but our people are going to be there. And I'm kind of like an event coordinator because I'm not there, but I'm coordinating my customers. Tim and the group from CTI are gonna have, I signed up for 25 people. I don't know how that's gonna go in our couple of meeting rooms, but people need to talk. People need to be there, and people need to hear the product managers talk about something that might be coming out in 3 months, or, we're gonna have, I think CTI is gonna have some end user customers with them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly not as many as we had at the beginning, but yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's people need to talk, and we're in Avix is doing it safely. And if you're comfortable you know, I suggest everybody come by the booth. I know like Joe Way, oh my God, did I say it for the third time? Joe Way is coming by with his group, and we're sponsoring a Hutton event for them, and the 3-day party. I always love that 3-day party because I can just show up whenever and see a ton of people, but I wish I should have made one of those flathead things and somebody carry me around and take selfies. with me.
Oh yeah, flat Renee.
Yeah, flat
Flat Renee.
So
You know
not,
what, Renee, you're absolutely correct. And
Yeah,
in
all right.
every fashion, yes.
Yeah. All right.
I was
Sorry,
gonna
Tim,
say-
you were saying, go ahead.
not, it's something stupid, but there is a slight rumor that we may or may not have flattened one of our favorite Canadians, and we're bringing him with us. And I'm not going to say which.
Matt,
boy.
that's what you're saying.
That's awesome.
That's your
There was
favorite,
Matt,
Matt?
there's Brock, there's, you know, Aaron.
Oh, Brock too?
So
Oh.
yeah, all kinds of good
Ooh.
Canadians.
So
But
many,
you have-
Canadians
So many
to choose from.
options.
You have to entice Brock with chicken biale wine. So
I'll
if
tell you what,
can't do
where-
that,
where-
he won't
Wine?
come.
Where Murphy is still the best chicken I've ever had. It's a place called the Crack Shack. And
This is wine though.
uh,
Brock knows because I told him when I come over, I'm bringing him over some chicken biale wine.
Okay.
There's chicken
Wow.
and wine in the same sentence.
Well, the
That's
name
smart.
is.
That's
it's
Mar-
like
that's
chicken
Marsala,
vineyards
if you
with
ask me,
chicken,
but
Right.
That is kind of Marsala, isn't it? Yeah. Throw some mushrooms in there and you're good.
There you
So,
go. We're good. Yeah.
biale.
So my plug of the night is everybody go to our meeting space and plug Mr. Richard here.
All
All
right.
right.
Being quiet in the corner to my right.
He's
I'm
in
just
my
gonna
top
edit
left.
it
He's in
down.
my top left square here. So
Everybody go ask for Richard Hutton and tell him Renee sent you. And
Right,
ask,
right. Yeah,
ask him
because I
about the
did have
new
to,
LED display.
after the candy trail discussion and tweets yesterday,
Oh,
I just took a tweet of that whole conversation and messaged my boss and said, okay, so we're doing this on Friday, just so you know. What does that mean? I mean, I've already told Keith, just go to Costco and get a big bags of candy.
Yep.
And we're
I'm
getting.
sorry. I saw that and I'm like, I will sign us up for it. I haven't even gotten permission yet, but they will have candy. And
No,
Richard-
I always love the assumptive close from sales reps. It's perfect. No, it's okay. Marketing will send you one for free. Don't worry about it. Okay.
But okay, so wait a minute. Renee Richard, so
One person now.
how does it work? Because it's funny. Yeah, I find within Williams about all the cost centers and what's going to come out of what budget, and all of a sudden now it's changed and everybody's like walking on eggshells. And
Okay, so I'll say this about cost centers and stuff. At the end of the game, it doesn't matter what cost center it comes out of. It's still going against, revenue. It really doesn't matter. And I've seen it at a few companies I've worked for where people get into that whole, oh no, it can't come out of this budget. It must come out of that budget. And yeah, I know the accountants want to see things accountable. I get it. But a lot of times it comes from, very creative sales managers will try and get marketing to pick up the tab for everything. And as I tell my people, the marketing team, when they go on customer visits, so the golden rule is the sales rep picks the tab up, then it doesn't hit RT&E. It's a game.
oh wow, yeah, no, it is.
If you've got an understanding CFO
Yeah,
who understands it doesn't matter which damn cost center it comes out of, you can end up with some very simple structures. And I have to say at Sharp-NEC, our budget process and the way we account for things is as simple as it could get, and it's a beautiful thing.
Wow, that's
well, that's
unusual.
good.
I
Yeah,
can't say that about
I
other
don't have to
places
know
I've
all the
worked for.
backwoods stories. I just have to know that you're sending me the free stuff.
yeah, that's
Or my
pretty
customer.
much. Yeah.
I know Tim had to go, but we are doing a breakfast with CTI and there's 25 of them. And nobody asked me for a budget or nobody asked me what cost center it comes out of. They just know that's something we do every year. It's something that in good faith, good year, bad year, COVID year, not, we're going to support them. And I'm excited. They've got a booth. It's really cool. They've got a booth. So we'll have people stop over at their booth and then they'll have people at our booth. And that to me, that one example of the partnership that we're doing is why we're doing the Infocomm we need to do. It may be a
Right.
small scale. They signed up for 25 people. if 15
Yeah.
show up, that's still a success to me, right? And
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
we're
that's a
there.
party.
I know, and
Unless Joe
Renee,
Wade throws
that
my
was the
name in his
hardest.
name and he's there, then I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that was the hardest because they said to me, okay, on this date at this time, we're gonna come by your booth, and I had to keep it on the down low and say, oh, I'm sorry, but we're actually not gonna be there. But the thing was, is they said, well, we're a PS&I dealer and we want to use your product. So I have today shipping out tour guide systems for them. But that's the sad part, is I can't be there, which I wish I was.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, we all wish you were Nancy. And it's funny, like hearing these stories about like the money and all that stuff, because like I know, like at least in higher ed, it seems like our budget processes are always so convoluted and everything has to have an explanation, especially now with COVID. Like every dime that we spend right now, it's like, is it COVID related? I was like we're like a year and a half out from that. Like I understand, like if you're using CARES money.
I was going to say, you guys can
that,
tap into some things that we can't on the private sector, but yeah.
Well, yes, that's true. Yeah, but that I understood. But like at this point, we've moved beyond that. We're pretty much business as usual for the most part. You know, it's
right. But if you had CapEx or OpEx things that were related to that, even though they were started probably months ago, I think CARES Act money is, somebody's going to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think that's through the end of the fiscal year, right?
We got more coming next year. I just found out. We've got more.
Oh, really?
Well, I was at a university in middle of Kansas 2 weeks ago, and he said there's more coming. We just have to prove it's going to prevent the spread of COVID-19, which is really easy when you sell projectors and displays, because it's like, oh, well, we got to space people out. We need more displays. I'm like, that works for me.
Bigger and more of them. That's
Right.
Like, well, right. I mean, and it's hybrid and UCC. There are a lot of reasons that technology helps you get through this, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we shall see, but yeah, all good.
So I'm totally looking forward to next week. I'm kind of excited. I have traveled twice in the last 20 months, and once I drove myself, so that doesn't really count. But last week I did get on an airplane and I flew to New York, and I went to Digital Signage Week and did a couple of things there. And I don't know about you folks if you've not flown in a long time or whatever. And I was a good 70,000 miles a year guy for like 15, 20 years. And then I get to the airport. Two things. I park in the wrong spot. So when I picked my car up going back, all of a sudden the parking cost me $235. Sorry, boss. Because I parked short-term parking and not long-term parking. Ding, what an idiot. And then I get to the TSA security thing, and it's literally like I've never flown in the last 20 years. I'm taking out the wrong things. I walk through, I ping the deal. The guy says, no, you've got to take your belt off. And I went, we never had to do that before. Well, it's set the... I was just a nightmare. I was one of those people at an airport security where everybody else is looking at me going, where's this idiot from? But I'm super excited about next week. And I felt like New York was like a trial run, and I'm prepped now. I know where to park again at O'Hare, and I'm going to be good getting through security. But yeah, we're doing we still have floor space. So we're going to do some chairs and things where people can chill out. But we've got our product over in the meeting room, which is super close to where our booth is. We're dead lucky to be right across the hallway. The booth is 3401 and our meeting room is 207A. And I guess I can't tell you that. We're going to announce a product and it's going to do this and it's going to be called that, because then that would be the announcement and probably somebody would be really upset with me. But we're going to have our new E-Series DV-LED kit there, which is really cool. 108-inch kit. Everything's in there, all the redundancy, the mounting, the cabling. It's a one SKU kind of deal. We're going to show some of our use of the quick launch technology around our displays that have the PC modules or the Intel SDMs in them. We've got our newest PJ there. We're going to have some Sharp product in that meeting room too. And I think overall, that's what I'm super excited about too, is this is sort of the first big public facing event where you've got Sharp-NEC display solutions folks, and you're going to have Sharp electronics folks there too. So we're starting to play together in the same sandpit, which is really cool. So far, so good. So Infocomm, we're in. We're going to be there. And Tim left, so I couldn't pull his leg about me accepting his invite for the party that they're having. And when it popped into my Outlook, it said starts at Tuesday 5 p.m. and ends at Thursday 9 p.m. And I do like to drink every now and again, but I was like, I don't know whether I can manage that. That's a big long shift. I might have to have some water flowing in or something, but
Yeah.
no, it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing folks.
Well, where's
Yeah, and then there's also
there.
there's also the HETMA party on Friday afternoon too.
On
So
Friday,
they'll-
yeah, and I think you folks are coming by on Thursday.
Yes, Thursday, Hitman's coming by to do their recording or video.
Yeah, I got Mark Knox set up, who's our higher ed vertical expert, and he does an awesome job. And he can, because as I told Joe, I said, you don't want to talk to me, man. I'm just gonna, I'll get the guy that knows the stuff there. So I did that. I know people.
So we have, Joe just lost one of his employees to another integrator, CDW, and
Oh yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy.
but they, it's so funny what a small world, right? I put this on our Slack channel, but
It's
So
a village.
our
Yep.
internal CDW rep emailed me and said, hey, I got introduced to a new CDW rep and he said that he knew you. And I knew right away. And I was like, oh God. He's like, how do you know these people in Southern California? I'm like, well, the internet is a really great thing. Hashtag AV tweets and AV live podcast. All of a sudden, Jimmy and I, there you go. But Jimmy will be coming by the booth too. So I told him to look for you, Richard, and just for no other reason, but just to say, haha, I've been on that podcast and all that. But
I'm gonna have to have lots of clever people around me because not many people are gonna get much out of me next
I'm
week.
not going to work next week. I'm just going to be on Twitter.
Right, right.
And I'll be
The social
texting
sector. You can remind me where I need to be because I'm also going, is my calendar on Eastern time or Central time? So I'm
Right.
either showing up an hour early or an hour late for stuff. I don't know.
Tim and James are lucky because that won't happen to them, but that has happened
Yeah.
to me before and I've messed up a whole day. So that part is, make sure you check your Outlook.
Yeah,
James,
it's gonna be fun though.
are you all booked up? Are you?
I mean, booked up for hotel, plane, that's all done. I got classes, but I haven't really booked up any other booth visits and stuff. I'm kind
Yeah.
of leaving that open to see how the day goes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was doing too. My dance card is completely empty right now. So
I should
aside
book
from
you guys with
Thursday night when I'm figuring out how I'm going to record our 200th episode. So yes,
Hey, we
this is
should-
by the way, this is episode 199 for everybody who's keeping track. So and this goes back to Corey as the host. So this is a long time coming, and we're going to hit 200 during Infocomm 21. So I'm very excited for that. But sorry, Richard, go ahead.
Tim, you should do it poolside at the Tech on Tap event Thursday night.
Wow.
You should.
There we go. I'll have to.
That
It
would
might
be
be
awesome.
completely nuts. That's probably the stupidest idea I've ever had. Maybe no, it's not real.
No, it's
There's
really-
lots more
Yeah.
other ones.
It's a
but
really nice area. It's a really big spread out area.
yeah,
because
it is.
They have an area for like your selfies and like a backdrop, like for, like, what do you call it? For photo booth kind of thing.
Yeah.
That bar, they got food, they got the pool. It's a big area. It would be a great place to do it. There you go. And
There'll be
then
no background noise at all. Be quiet.
that part is not true.
I'll have to figure out how I do it. If I bring my just do my phone with my little ring light over here, or if I bring my laptop and go like a little bigger, but maybe I'll
Well-
just go on my phone and
Tim Albright might have something already set up. You could just plug your phone in and he might have a setup already done. Who knows?
oh,
Because
there you go.
I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
Ian.
I'll
Yeah.
figure it out when I get down there. So I got
It's gonna be
Not
fun.
like we're going to be on an AV show or anything.
exactly. I'm sure there's somebody I could latch on to for it. So I'm really excited to use my Sennheiser headphones on the airplane, though. I will say that because they're noise canceling and everything like that.
Well, there
While
you
I
go.
plug
Okay.
our sponsor Sennheiser. Yes.
Okay, I don't like that noise canceling thing. I don't like that goes like that, the rubber that fills your ears. I love the over ear ones.
that's
Sennheiser
what
made
the-
some beautiful ones. They're gone.
Yeah. That's what these are, over ear. They cover my whole ear, and they have a
Okay.
little button. They have a little toggle switch in the back that I can turn on and turn off the noise canceling. So I have to be
But-
careful with that, because then I
okay,
don't
but
really.
this whole thing going over the head,
Yeah.
it's not good for me.
Oh,
No.
There's this.
I don't know what to tell you, Renee. Then
I
never
know.
Murphy.
Sennheiser, listen. There's a neck. You just go.
Well, they're moving. I think they're
It
actually
used to
moving.
happen.
They're moving out of this realm anyhow. So that
We
was
getting
the
into
whole.
product design now? Is that what we're doing?
I'm just saying, when they bring up Sennheisers, I just think, oh, the Sennheisers that used to be. Oh,
So and
like,
for those
we
who
all
may
like
have
the noise canceling and the thing, and
Yeah.
and it's like, it's not inclusive.
So I
Little girl.
yeah, people just need, people need to listen to their customers. And I tried to tell that to Joey Lloyd from Avixa last week, and about moving Infocomm, and I was very directly shut down.
Oh, you
about
were
that.
very quickly shut down.
we were
Oh,
we
did you-
were
was this
heard
an
we
argument
were
to keep it in the
heard.
fall?
Oh yeah, this is great for higher ed to have it in the fall.
Do you think
But
it's going to be in Vegas next year?
It is
Oh, yeah, I think
already.
it's not.
Okay, that I can
yeah.
maybe do.
Yeah, Vegas is definitely, and Vegas is even less, than, or like it's more open than Florida is. So I think so.
Yeah.
It's all about the Benjamins, right? The rate they pay, I'm sure, in the summertime has got to be 30-40% less than they would pay to do it in the fall full time. I mean, it's peak season.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but what do you think about Infocomm? I think it should be held in the fall. It's probably a lot cheaper. Would you not think that?
Well,
No,
they-
not in Orlando or Vegas. It wouldn't be. It'd be more expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mm.
because it's the time to go there, right? Because it's not,
Oh, okay.
125 degrees.
If they did a New York Infocomm in October, or maybe November, then
Hey, I'd be a big proponent of that. I mean, back in the day, there used to be a big IT channel show called Comdex that was always in November in Vegas.
I
and
attended that. Yes.
It was,
Oh my
it
gosh,
was
Richard.
awesome. And it was great timing because it was right before the calendar year, and
Yeah.
it was a really, really good show. But then everybody started to go to CES slowly but surely, and Comdex kind of died a death. But there is no big fall. I mean, the disties do decent sized shows in the fall, but there isn't really an industry show in the fall apart from 2021 this year, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, and we have like EDUCAUSE and CCUMC that happen in the fall. So like we have our shows, but there's no, like you said, there's no industry show. I'm going to grind the gears a little bit real quick, and we're going to switch over to the PM minute before we lose Murphy.
All this show talk is so fun. And I know Infocomm is coming soon. My day at Infocomm will come, but it is not this upcoming week.
It's not this day.
To bring us back, screech the needle on the record to actual work, the day work of projects. Yeah, projects, and all of life is projects. There are a lot of things not under our control, as we were discussing, that New York would be lovely and different time for shows would be lovely. And there are a lot of things that are not under our control. This is very true of projects. But as we go about our project work, one of the things that is always under our control is responding to the team and to the in the project communications with kindness. So kindness is a very good project management practice. Because it just makes things go better. It makes me as a project manager a bit happier when I add some grace to communications and to myself when I'm dealing with all the many things I can't control. To react with kindness, it is always a benefit.
How fitting.
And Yeah, and I feel like that applies to everything in life right now. And then we've talked about that on past episodes where, we just need to be kind to each other.
Mhm.
And that's what do they say? You attract more flies with honey than with is that what it is, or something like that?
Bees. We're trying to get
Bees, that's what it is. That's it, not flies. But
yeah.
sorry.
Right.
I don't know what
It's late-
happens out
it's
there in
late.
Jersey, but
Honey versus vinegar, bees. Yeah.
Well, if I leave food out here in New Jersey, I get flies. So that's just
Yep.
what happens. So
Well, flies do their work in their own way.
you know what, Murphy, that's so true. Even when somebody makes a mistake or somebody
Mhm.
doesn't show up on time or whatever, like the project still has to go on. I feel like, I mean, I have a lot of friends in the industry because I feel like you just got to be kind, right? Even when it doesn't go the way you want it to go, or Tim just keeps
Mhm.
putting in Epson projectors instead of NEC, I'm still going to be kind to him, but
well, I will say I'm encouraged to see this new E series with at 108. So that might get us. You might get us back a little bit.
well,
I'm
you
not
know,
gonna.
but
I'm
though
not
it's like I do have some customers too, like you, that are big, and I said, I don't have to be your number one. I can
Mhm.
be your number two, and I'm fine with that. Like I'm open to what business you have. The customer I was at a couple of weeks ago, he started out, I was his number two. Now I'm in every classroom on that campus. I'm in every auditorium. We just put an LED in. I'm fine with it because you have to be kind. You don't know what your kindness might bring to you. In the future.
Kindness can open doors.
Right.
And speaking of open doors, I have to open the door and leave because I gotta go.
Great.
Well, be
PM.
kind. Be
guys.
kind. Yeah, be kind
Yes.
on the way out,
Thank you so
Murphy.
much. Bye.
Good night, Murphy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Renee. I completely agree with you on everything that you just said.
Well, it's just, and our world has just gotten kind of crazy. And I
Yeah.
just don't understand where we lost that. I sometimes feel I hear people say stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have had my mouth washed out with soap, a
Right.
spank when I got home. I would have been grounded. And it's just like we've gotten away from the fact that it all ends up at just kindness and human decency. And
I think it has to do with people, because I'm going to tell you right now, like I talked to two people who were my key contacts when I was a manufacturing rep, and I love them to death. And I just reached out to them about Infocomm and stuff, and then we caught right back up. And Renee, like, okay, so you're in a certain position, so you have contacts and you always have those connections. So let's say you move on. Do you still have those connections, or was it because you were in that moment and that's why you had them? Whereas when you go out into something else, do you keep in contact with them even though they have nothing to do with you? And that's what I do. I keep in contact with ones outside of that because I really value their relationship. I really value their just working relationship, I can say.
well, I think with anything, it's what you make of that, right? Like, so everybody knows I was, let go from NEC for a short while during the pandemic, and now I'm back. But that company I went to for a short while has sent me a dozen leads, and I've been back for, I don't know, 3 months, whatever, a dozen leads. One has been in my territory, but I'm able to share those throughout my, with my co-parts, because I made friends there. I'm, and I keep up with them, like I see them on social media or whatever, but they are still thinking of me when they have somebody that has a need for something that they can't provide.
Right.
And to me, it's like, that's the invaluable part that, I mean, like James and Tim are in New Jersey. I have a very good coworker of mine who's in New Jersey, and I would love to say, hey, go meet these guys. I'm not selling you anything. They're still just my friends in the industry. I'm still going to hackle them every Thursday. And, we're going to still do A/B tweet stuff, and we're going to learn from each other, because that's just the right thing to do, I feel like. And
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
but, it's what you make of it too. I mean, there's some people that I've worked with that it's like, okay, I'll miss you. Never talk to them again, but we're still friends, right? Infocomm is normally where I would hug all the necks of those people, but I'm really, you know what, Tim and James, I'm really excited for you guys. And I really do think maybe you should think about after you get back, we do an episode just about feedback from that.
I would love that, Renee. That's a wonderful idea. I would absolutely love that.
Because I do,
But yeah,
I think I said it last week, but Infocom can be very overwhelming. And as a manufacturer, I stand in one, 40 by 40 or whatever the word is, space for a long time. For the most part, you guys are out going. I think it's almost better that you're going to be scaled back a little bit and maybe it'll be more manageable. You might be able to go, hey, I can spend 30 minutes at the NEC meeting room and talk with them. Whereas last year, I couldn't have fit them into my schedule. Or the guys in the back that have the smaller booths that are still going to be there that deserve the time that maybe people didn't give them before. I think that's huge for folks like that.
That's why I feel like this is going to be a big year for the little guy, as it were. So it's those products that are in the for lack of a better term, the cheap seats are going to really get their time this year. And I'll make sure I go take it a point to go back there and see what they got to offer. And also for any first timer who may be at Infocomm, come and find the tall person of AV here. And I want to meet you and I want to get your info because I want to invite you in for a show and we'll get a bunch of first timers on and we'll do that right. As we recover after Infocomm. So
wait, hang on a minute. How
ahead,
tall
Richard.
are you, man?
I'm 6'4". So
Holy cow.
I know, Richard, that's what I said. He's
Holy cow.
tall.
So I'm
Yes.
like, hey, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thanks for stopping by. It's great. You want to get a drink? Okay. All right.
yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah.
James, aren't you like 5'11"? You're pretty tall too, aren't you? Or
5'10", 5'11".
okay. Okay.
We got a
So-
tall Tim though.
Still way
See
taller.
how
than me.
equalizing this whole thing is? I had no
Exactly.
idea.
Yep. No. Yeah. So when I enter the room,
Okay.
well, I mean, aside from the booths, you'll. Yeah.
Awesome.
People
Because
will know.
I tweeted this the other day. I'm sort of a bit nervous about next week about because AV tweets is such a big sort of Twitterverse and it's been very cool sort of being a part of that the last couple of years. And this will be the first chance of sort of meeting most of the people there. And I'm just dead scared I'm not going to recognize them because they've got some, non-whatever. I'm pretty open in my bio and, it's my name and the year I was born is my Twitter handle. So it's, there's nothing too secretive, but I'm just going to not recognize somebody or, I'm just I get a little bit of nervousness about that. So I think there was a whole Twitter thing about we should all just wear our Twitter handles on our shirts or something or on a hat.
That's a great idea. I think I'm going to go get a t-shirt and some iron-ons this weekend and I'm making an at T Van Wert on the back. Well,
It's too late now, but we should have all had masks made for everybody with their Twitter handle right there.
Oh, there you go.
So
You can't say it, here it is.
I used to be very active on this one message board for saltwater aquariums.
Okay.
And it was limited to New Jersey, so it was all people in New Jersey, but across the whole state. And of course, everyone knew each other by their screen names. So we held in-person meetings once a month or something like that. And what we did was we ordered shirts that had the logo of our club on it, plus name, plus screen name.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, no. So I was just putting it in the chat. I'm gonna make 2 little flags. So I'm gonna strap them to my backpack, and one's gonna say at T Van Wert, and the other one's gonna say at the AV Life Pod. So either way, you're gonna see me walking by.
Okay, well, if you come to our meeting room, make sure you duck to get in with your flags.
Oh,
I think we've already established that Tim isn't going to need any particular signage at all because he's just going to be.
Yeah.
Well, you'll know Richard, you'll know Tim, you'll know James, you should know Joe.
Yeah.
From our show.
Well,
Joe,
you remember we're all going to be wearing masks. So.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
there you go. Right.
Well, James, you're just going to see this puff of beard hair coming out from underneath the mask is what you're going to see.
Yeah.
So
don't forget our HEPA mask.
Well, yes, but I won't have that on Tuesday until I see Lex. So when you first see me, it'll probably be a black Rutgers one. So
All right.
that'll
Well,
be
that's my
my,
daughter's alum, so
Oh, there you go.
I'll pick you out.
That's funny.
So
Nancy,
But
are you
yeah.
already getting so much FOMO? Like, I'm just like so excited for my friends, but I'm so bummed for me.
So excited about what? I mean, I'm excited because we finally got rain, so it's like, yes,
I mean, I'm
we're excited about that.
I just want to be in Infocom next week, but
Oh my
I
gosh.
was even gonna
You
do
know
the
what?
virtual 5K and they even canceled that.
I
like,
was,
Okay, so
I had
asked-
FOMO. I
I
had
asked my
FOMO when I
friend-
saw, sorry,
I'm
Nancy,
sorry.
go ahead.
I asked my friend with Avocor, and they're doing a meeting room in Hilton, so they're not doing a
Wow.
Across the
booth
street.
per se. Another one, he texted me last night and he said, I'm in Orlando. I'm like, what? And he said, yeah, the reason why they're going is because they're the ones that are putting out their products. So they feel that they have to be there no matter what to show their product, which are large. I mean, like the largest LDC displays like you could imagine. I can't remember the name, but I could tell you. So he's there since today for them to start setting it up and getting it all ready for Infocom. But we aren't.
Yeah.
And it's
June will come around soon,
Like-
real quick,
Well,
Nancy.
like I said, the reason why for us is because our manufacturing reps all said they're not going to attend. You can't have international coming in until November 8th. So it kind of defeats the purpose of our investment
Yeah.
in Infocom that we're gonna lose so much if we were to. It was hard. It was
Yeah.
really, really hard, but we had to do what we had to do.
Yeah, no, if it's not strategically aligned, and again, today, in this day and age, don't be throwing money away.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think
Important.
and everybody
So-
had it, everybody has to do what they have to do and,
Yeah.
you know,
I was to say, you talk about FOMO, Nancy. I like totally, you were out playing golf with like,
Yeah,
with
with-
Paige and all that. And I was like, I want to be at Top Golf right now. Like that's, that's what I, like, that's FOMO. Like, that's really, that was the thing. And I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward to that. So yes, when we get down there, I will like be texting and calling as many people that are not there just to like feel like you're there with us somehow. So yes, Renee, I will.
Let's
reach
do a
out to you.
trip 2022 Vegas, and let's do it because I got a confirmation from my son tonight that his graduation from 12th grade is actually the week before, because the last time I was in Vegas, I told you I had to fly out to San Jose to attend,
Oh, wow.
get at 10 p.m. back to midnight to Vegas, and during Infocom, and he said it's before Infocom. So I'm like,
Well, that's great. So I have to see. Yeah, I'll have to see. I've
Yeah.
got a couple things I have to wait and see what's going to happen in the
Okay.
next couple of months, and then I'll know.
cool.
I'll probably know by like January or February if I'm
Yeah.
going to be able to make it, because
Awesome.
two trips in 8 months is a lot. So
But Tim, on the side, I have to tell you, my son is like, Mom, when are we gonna go to Disney World and see everything? I'm like, oh my God. Well, I wasn't able to, but I am talking to Tim and I'll find out from him how it was. So
well, I will. While we're still recording, I will give everyone the brief. Everybody at Disney was great. They were all very much on top of keeping masks on everybody and making sure that people were, keeping their spacing and things like that. Cleaning everything, tons of hand sanitizing stations. So Disney, as they always do, was doing things great. I can only assume that the rest of the Orlando area is, if they're at least doing half of what Disney was doing,
yeah,
it's going to be great in the Orlando area. So if you're having any concerns about being there, like Joey said last week, just register, get down there.
Yep.
Flights are still cheap.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Like, you could
Yeah.
probably book a flight this weekend, and it would still probably from the New York area with premium seating for the extra leg room like us tall people need. You could probably get it for under $300. So, you know, that round trip, $300 round trip. So get your butt on a plane, get down to Infocomm, pre-register. Like Joey said, pre-register. Do not just show up because they're going to send you out anyhow to register on your phone. So you might as well do it from your computer in the comfort of your own home or office.
And also the other thing to remember is because I seriously was considering it, but companies are against that. So you may think, all right, well, I'll just go on my own time, which I guess if you had a vacation, but other than that, just for safety issues, they've decided that no, if we're not going, you're not going.
Well, and I think individual
I
companies have
just
different-
learned that, so that's why I'm telling you.
Yeah, some
They'll
companies
just be-
are doing that, but I think that if NEC wasn't sending me and I wanted to take vacation, I would have went on my own. I'm expecting a grandbaby any minute, so I'm not going for other personal reasons. But I think if NEC would have said, hey, you're not going, I would have said, okay, I'm taking PTO, and I would go. They would be okay with that, right? That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
That's your time. It's
But,
like,
you know,
it's, yeah.
But Tim, you go back to the safety, and you got to think about a place like Orlando. What is their, I mean, that Orlando Convention Center holds a lot of conventions every year. Disney brings a lot of people every year. Those people are doing the right things. Maybe Florida as a whole isn't, but Orange County is doing the right things with vaccinations, with the testing, with masking, social distancing. I mean, like our meeting room has a restriction. I don't know how big that room is. It's got a restriction. It is what it is. Like doing the right things. I feel like we are going to be, like I'm going to be there. We
as
be
the
there in
AV
spirit,
tweets.
Renee.
Yes.
I will, but I feel like they're doing everything they can to keep it as safe as possible and move
Yeah.
forward with life. Like we have to
Yes.
take a first, and I think we talked about this, 15 recordings ago. Like at one point there had to be somebody. Tim took his vacation no matter what. He had it scheduled, it got moved, he took it, his family went, they were safe, they're home, they're fine.
And my son was tested. My son was tested as soon as we got back. I just got the results today. He's negative. So he can go back to
Did all
school
the
on
right
Monday.
things.
So,
Everything, you did right things. And I think that's how it's going to go for this too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I have friends going to NFL games with 80,000 people and college games with 100,000 people, and they're not as careful as what you guys are going to be in Orange.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking that, I'm the optimistic. I know that we've had some other people that have other opinions, but I'm like, you know what? We got to do what we got to do. And, and if we're all vaccinated and we're doing the right things, if you do get sick, you're probably going to be okay, right? I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. So, I mean, and if you're not comfortable,
Don't.
do the virtual stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah, and register for that.
Yeah,
And that's all the
exactly.
information for
I'm
that.
registered for all the virtual stuff. It's like,
Yep, we have that. I think I shared it on the AV Life Pod Twitter account. I know Hetma shared it. I know, so it's out there if you need to register for the virtual part. That way you could see all the action from your own home or office. So
And I think it was great that you had Joey on last week. That was really great.
Yeah.
Because I just got to listen to it when I was on the plane yesterday, but I think it was great having her on and having Avixa on our show and reconfirming what we kind of already knew. And
yeah, and I think for us first time, for me, it felt good to hear that as a first timer, get all that information and be ready. I got my little folder in my email with all the Infocomm information. Like I'm ready to go for this. My suitcase has already started to pack. So and basically when we're done recording here tonight, the rest of my setup comes down and I pack it up. So
Well, can you please just share your experiences there and the number of attendees and things like that?
yes, I will. There will be, like I said,
really
there'll be
like that.
live. There'll be live updates from myself while I'm down there. We'll invite some attendees when we get back,
Okay.
and I will, we'll get everybody involved.
that'd be great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and then we'll have a post Infocom show. And that
Yeah,
was something
Yeah.
something Corey did. And he did all these pre-shows as well. So it's,
okay.
I like to continue that. And then we'll get to do it all again in June. So this is great. That we get 2 Infocoms in less than a year. So this is good. This is an exciting time.
I just need to sell more stuff so we can afford the next booth.
There you go.
There you go.
Well,
got it.
It'll be great. It'll be great. I'm very happy. I'm mostly only unhappy that I'm not there, but I'm very happy that the show is going on and for all my friends. And I will be living vicariously through you all.
Yes.
So tweet, text, whatever.
soon, Renee, you will be with all of us. So
I'm going to, if I have to fly my ass to New Jersey to come see you guys or something, I'm coming to see you guys.
come on over. It's yeah. We're ready. So so all right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up here for this. I'd like to thank, even though he's not here at this point, I'd like to thank Tim Albright for coming on. It was great to have him here on the show. Go visit his booth. Hold on. It was
2923.
2319. No, not 2319. That's the Monsters Inc. thing.
That's his ATM code.
2923. That was booth 20 for CTI. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night for the 3 nights of partying.
Yeah.
Where was that?
At the Rosen Center.
The Rosen Center.
It's
So
kind of just across the street and down. Yep.
Okay.
Had that you could actually log in, but you had to pay. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to pay. So I'm not going to see any of the Avixa stuff.
Well, that's okay. Nancy, just keep an eye on our page, and I'll send you some stuff from an insider's point of view.
Please.
Yeah. Check.
So yeah, and then Richard, thank you very much for joining us tonight, and give everybody one last like where we can find Sharp-NEC Display Solutions while we're down there.
Okay, we're going to be booth 3401. We're going to be in meeting room 207A. Just come to the meeting room. That's fine. We've got a bunch of product going in there. We're trying to squeeze as much in as we can. Product engineers are going to be there. Our PMs are going to be there. They're all really super smart people. So great group to engage with. And we're going to be at the HETMA banquet. We're going to be at the Avixa Women's Council breakfast. We're going to be in the Almo happy hour. We're going to be in a lot of places.
Diversity.
So come say hi.
Oh,
We're
the
also
Diversity Council.
Yes, we're also at the Diversity Council.
Sorry, I missed one.
We have a lot of plugs.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
yeah,
well-
you guys are everywhere. This is great. Yeah. So, and then, if you see myself or James just wandering around anywhere, just check in with us, make sure we're okay.
Drag
Okay.
them.
Grab us and take us wherever you're going.
You know what,
you know?
Richard?
I'm sorry, I'm
Look for the
speaking for you,
tallest
James.
guy
But
and go, oh my God, that's the guy. That's the guy.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
yeah, same here,
Oh.
Richard. Yeah, I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to speak for you, James, but
No, feel free.
So James, I look forward to seeing you down there. It's same to Richard and Nancy and Renee. I will reach out to you while we're down there. So and to all of
I'll
our
be
listeners.
reaching out to you.
Yeah, well, you may have to do that too. Depending on how
You guys
things are
alive.
going.
Are you okay?
So and then to all of our listeners, listen in, keep an eye out on YouTube, on Twitter. I will be doing as much as I can while I'm running around. So I might wear out my sneakers, but that's okay. Totally worthwhile. So so thanks for listening tonight, and until our next adventure.